what I want to do today is really help you guys navigate through the demo portion of what you're accomplishing with your prospecting and things like that. So just going right into it. Um, Here's what I really want to just make sure you guys understand your sales process doesn't drastically have to change because of SaaS. Okay. Because you're selling just products, because you're now selling a tool or a toolkit or whatever, doesn't mean you need to go away from your sales process. So, what is that sales process that I've taught in the past, and also what a lot of the industry professionals are doing? It's really a two call close, right? So, the first thing that happens is your normal intro call where you're qualifying your prospects on the phone, and then based on that qualification, based on you deciding whether they're a good fit or not, then you can position them into a demo call. Okay, and a lot of you are already familiar with this process, and I also want to kind of help you understand how to navigate that demo process today. Okay, so a couple of things to just remember. I was scrolling on Instagram, I think 2 days ago, and I saw I follow a lot of these random entrepreneur, business motivational type of accounts just to keep my thoughts fresh and just once in a while see some inspiration. So I don't remember which account it was, but one of the quotes that I saw on my Instagram newsfeed was like, bees don't waste their time explaining to flies that honey is better, right? And when I think of SaaS mode and compare it to professional services, right? In professional services, what we're really doing is trying to convince flies that honey is better. We're explaining to them that there's a better way to market. You're missing out on this stuff and that stuff. You're really positioning how they should go about marketing in a whole new way that they've never seen before, right? But when it comes to software, when it comes to the SaaS side, they are already, educated, and they're well enough to know that their system should be organized. They know that from a sales process, leads have to be organized, right? They have to keep track of where the inbound stuff is coming along. So in this game of SaaS, don't waste your time educating your clients on the best way to market. Just present your offers. If they take it, they take it. If they don't take it, they don't take it. Move on to the next thing, because this is high volume oriented type of sales. You're not trying to sell $5,000 products or projects. You are trying to sell something on the low ticket side and high volume, right? So your time is so valuable. Your sales process needs to be, very short if possible, right? And really like present, really cookie cutter mentality of sales, right? And that's going to be a little mindset change, mindset change there compared to your normal professional service selling. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now, also, one of the things that I've been sharing in the last couple of webinars and things like that is really, going in the mode of selling SaaS as well as your professional service all combined together. And some of you have really taken that to the extreme, and you're trying to implement a process and a system where everything is combined. And what I want you to know is your quick wins are going to be just going SaaS alone. It's okay to go SaaS alone. You don't have to have your professional services ready to go right out of the gate. And when I do share, hey, here's your gateway offer of 200 something, and then you have the professional services right now in the immediate front, just go all in on SaaS. You don't have to just wait on your professional services. Okay. If you're advanced enough and you already are offering professional services, meaning you are closing professional services already regularly, right? Then it makes sense to not turn that off. You don't have to turn that off, right? So that's one thing I wanted to just clarify with a lot of you. If you're brand new starting out and you don't have your professional services in order yet and you haven't sold a lot of that, just leave that alone. Just leave that alone until you're ironing out your SaaS offers, until you're more comfortable with your SaaS offers. Okay. So just get the first win, get the revenue on the table with SaaS. Don't wait on professional services, just so you know. So in my demo, right, here are a couple of the things that I'm thinking about in with my mind, right? I did an intro call, and I don't know about you guys, I want to hyper qualify my intro calls. I don't like to waste my time on a demo. I don't want it to be, hey, RJ, thanks for being here. Um, we can show you something about marketing. Could we just earn your time and just jump on a call, right? Like if we took on that approach, they're gonna be like, well, if you're a nice guy, they're gonna be like, okay, sure, I'll listen to you. What do you got? It doesn't mean they're an active buyer. You just only know that they're interested in something, right? So when you do your intro calls, the more the filtering, the less demos you're gonna have. But the more filtering, the better demos you will have with more qualified active buyers. Okay. So if you're starting out and you want the practice and let anybody into your demo, sure, no problem. Don't filter so much on the intro calls. Okay. You guys following me so far? Is this helpful? I'm just setting the stage of how to go into a demo properly, right? So now once you go into a demo, and I want to show you guys exact demo deck that I'm going to give you guys. Okay. I built this in the last, couple of hours. And what I want, I made it where it's, unbranded, no high level stuff is on it. You will have the PowerPoint presentation. Don't waste your time screenshooting this, what I'm doing today, right? You're going to have the PowerPoint. You're going to be able to put in your names, your points, whatever you want to do, customize it to yourself. But I'm going to show you how I navigate through this demo. And that's what I want you to just settle down and pay attention to right now. Okay. So in my demo framework, here's what I'm following from a prospect journey mindset, right? Let's say if I'm selling this to Elnay, my intention is to figure out if I can take Elnay through this journey that I'm presenting here, right? So the first thing I pay attention to, do I understand the landscape? Do they understand the landscape of this interaction? Right? Do they understand that regardless of what my prospecting messages are, that this is about marketing? A lot of you create a lot of vague prospecting messages. When they come into here, like this demo call, they're still like a curious cat, right? Like they don't know what it really is about. So at that point, you want to make sure you kind of open up the can of worms and let them know, hey, this is going to be about marketing. This is going to be about sales process. This is about the systems you have. Does it make sense for us to continue, right? So that's really what I pay attention to. Am I going to make sure this lead is qualified, right? Then problem versus pain, right? Everybody can tell you about their problems with their business. Doesn't mean they're going to solve for it today. If they don't solve for it today, does that, to me, that means their pain is not deep enough. So your intention on this demo is to help them understand what the true problems are, then articulate the true pain that causes this business, and then see if you can match that product market fit, right? Right? Whether you're the right person to solve the problem or this pain that they have, you want to help them differentiate between a problem versus a pain that they're solving for today, right? Meaning they're going to pull out their wallets today to solve for this problem, right? And that pain is deep enough. So that's something you want to pay attention to in this journey while I go through the demo, right? Then the matching. You need to be really careful of matching, right? So what I mean by that is this. So I'm reading a book. It's an old book. It's called Fanatical Prospecting by Jeb Blount, right? Great guy, really an old school sales guy. A lot of you sales professionals may appreciate him. Now, one of the biggest analogies that he talks about that really resonated with me is, I've been preaching and Sean's been talking about this as well. Like, hey, make sure you guys all niche down, right? Well, what does that really even mean, right? Like in every one of these niches, there is another level of niching, right? Another level of sub niching is what I mean, right? So Jeb Blount on the Fanatical Prospecting book, there's a little analogy where he talks about what these little league coaches say to these young kids, right? They're about to go up to the stage. They're at the batting moment, right? They're about to go up there with their little baseballs and they're about to hit this baseball, right? And the coach will just grab them and say, hey, listen, don't hit anything that's ugly, right? Don't hit anything that's ugly. What does that mean for us marketers? What does that mean for like us sales guys, right? What that means is even if you are, let's say, for example, niched into the real estate space, there are a knuckleball, which is like a seller that just focus on selling, right? There's a fastball, which could be your developers, right? There is a, what's another curveball? Curveball, right? That's just a bunch of realtors that are just focused on buyers, right? And there's another one where a few guys are just focused on just land development, right? But when you look at niching down, they're all in the real estate space, right? So when you sell your products and services, pay attention and only sell and swing at something that you've seen before, right? Meaning do not bite on those offers, do not bite on an opportunity that's a reach, that's a curveball with your CRM setup, with your SaaS mode. Okay. That's going to lead you to the wrong path. And you're going to start swinging at anything that comes your way because one of the problems with low ticket selling is the odds of you being tempted to customize, it's high. The odds of the wrong person saying yes is high because guess what? It doesn't cost a whole lot. It's just $200. What do I got to lose? Let me just jump in, right? So when it comes to your pitching, when it comes to your demos, make sure that you don't cave into the idea of customizing, right? Make sure you don't just randomly, when you look at this matching phase, you don't just randomly say yes to any realtor that is interested, right? So as a little leaguer, don't swing at something ugly, just swing at the same thing you've seen before multiple times as you go deeper into these industries, okay? So let's see, we talked about this, we talked about that. Let's see. So let's go into the actual demo, right? You guys with me so far? Is this helpful? Okay, awesome. Feel free to interrupt me anytime. This is not too formal. This is more like we're interacting and you let me know if there's any points that you need clarity on. I'm just sharing with you from personal experience of building multiple agencies, having built multiple sales teams. I understand a few things about what not to do. And that's what I want to share with you, right? So the first thing that happens is they're on an intro call. They finally say yes and they jump on a Zoom call. Great. You're on a Zoom call with me. I'm here. Hey, listen, just so you know, just want to make sure, I know we're on the Zoom call. Is this still a good time for us to go through this? Are you going to have at least 20, 30 minutes to walk through this process with me? Or does it make sense for us to reschedule, right? If they're on their feet and they got 500 phone calls coming in and they're not really paying attention to me, I prefer to reschedule and get their full attention if I know I can get them again on another call. So don't be afraid to position it as if it's an important message, right? It's an important meeting, right? So first thing that happens in the initial meeting is I want to know at the end of the day what their true story is. If you ask anybody any questions about anything, most people are not going to say, you know what, I don't know enough about it. They're going to say their version of what they know about it. That's human psychology, right? So when it comes to this first very question, the first thing that I'll ask is, Elnay, I don't know, Elnay, I'm gonna just go through this with you and interact with you, and pretend that you're my prospect. Okay, are you planning on staying through the whole time?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So, Elnay, I appreciate you jumping in. Before we get started, are there any other decision makers that you think is important to be on this call?
No, not right now. I'm the sole decision maker on this team.
Awesome. I appreciate you being on here. What I'm going to do is go through this in a simple way. I know I have some fancy slides here, but I want to make sure that we both understand each other from a marketing perspective, sales perspective, systems perspective, that we're both a good fit. Okay. With that in mind, what made you really say yes to me?
I would still say that we are understanding
your really well-crafted emails.
Okay, perfect. So here what I'm doing with Elnay is giving her the microphone to speak, right? Let's say you're in like a big meeting and you're late, right? And you need to gain control back. Whoever says, who's in charge of this meeting is the person that's in control, not the person that was waiting to start the meeting, right? Even if you're late, right? So from that kind of a context, what you want to do is say, you know what? Here's a microphone. I want you to talk, right? So I want my clients, my prospects to really engage with me early on, and I want them to talk more than me. I want them to have an environment where they're just completely letting themselves out when it comes to their business. Okay. So what I'm going to do is so Elnay replied with me. I saw your emails. Um, and that made me want to get on this call with you. But well, Elnay, here's the thing. I'm sure you get a ton of emails. What made you really get attracted to it? And what are your expectations on this call?
Yeah, I think there was a level of personal, I guess, connection. You guys look like you actually really care about your customers.
Okay, awesome. And by the way, I got a chance to take a look at your website. I got a chance to read some of the reviews that you had as well for your business. It seems like you care about the service you provide, and that's the type of people I want to partner up with. What does this business mean to you? What's your true story on this business? Is this a family-oriented business? How did you guys get started? Tell me your story.
Okay, so actually talking about my real business right now. Sorry, just
what I want to do is help you understand, help everyone understand how I'm setting the stage. And Elnay, I know you're on the spot, just playing with me on the role play. I'm not expecting you to just give me tons of answers. What I really want to do is present my regular questions that I do on the demos to get you guys to see how I'm setting the stage, right? So no pressure, just so you know, Elnay. I appreciate you playing with me.
Thanks for clarifying. I was just like, okay, wait, how deep do I need to
go? So the first thing I do is give them the microphone to dig into their story. What's your story? Hey man, did you take this business over from your daddy? Like, how did you get into this business? Is this does your brother help you? Does your sister help you? What's your story in this business, right? Because what that does is help them understand that this is a personal conversation. This is not a corporate business presentation to earn some tool, right? I want them to think Paulson is coming in to work with them, right? I want the person behind the business to be very relevant here, right? So as soon as they tell me, well, this is the type of services they do, this is the type of things, whatever story they have, they're going to all tell you their beginning story and how they got into it. Okay. Nobody shies away from their story. If you ask them, how did you start the business? And you want to positively just really just evoke them, right? Just a little bit. Hey, I see there are great things that people are saying about your business. What's your story? How did you get started? So that's my first thing. Okay. First thing that I start off with. Hey, you know what, Elnate? I appreciate you sharing your story with me. Would it make sense for me to share my story with you? Right? This is the second question I asked them. And the very first question, they said yes. Now, the second thing they're going to do is yes. They're going to say yes to me, and I'm going to get them to a habit of agreeing with me, or at least being on the same page with me. Yeah, sure. What are you guys even about? Right? What is this even about? Right? That's usually what they ask me. Well, Elnate, just so you know, and well, ignore all these, right? These are just facts and, cool credibility pieces that you guys are going to put for your own self, for your own agency, right? And so when you're niching down, you want to put down all those things and say, hey, I've got a few slides here and points that's going to show some credibility. But ultimately, Elnate, I'm just so focused on working with realtors, and what I'm seeing throughout the industry when I talk to realtors is that they really just want more closes. They just want more closed deals at the end of the month. They don't really care about all this marketing stuff. They've seen a lot of things out there, a lot of people pitching several things. And what I want to do is just share with you how we have success with real estate. Okay, we may or may not be a good fit, but so far I'm working with 40 other realtors just like you. And on average, I'm helping them get to about 3 to 4 additional new closes from the efforts that we put together. Would it make sense for us to talk further about that?
Yes.
So now ultimately, what did I say? I gave them my pitch, right? I only focused on destination, right? I had Marco Gonzalez, who reached out to me this morning on Facebook, and he had set up a funnel and a website for his SaaS offer. And he showed me all the different features on it, different packages that he had. And when I looked at it, he just wanted my feedback, honestly. And I was looking at it, I was like, well, it doesn't focus on destination. It just focuses on transportation. So here, when I start off my demo, I want to give them my North Star of destination, right? My destination is ultimately get you more closes. And I'm giving you an example on real estate, right? I don't really care about the industry. I don't know much about it. All I know is that I want to focus on the destination. I'm just doing that just for example's sake while we're on the call, right? If it was a physician, let's say a dentist, I'm going to say, listen, I work with 30, 40 other dental practices. All I do is focus on getting them 10 to 15 new implant cases at the end of the month. Right? If I were to ask you guys all today about what your true pitch is about your business, it's going to all be relevant and close to the technology or the marketing piece. It's not going to be catered towards that sub niche and what they're wanting. You guys following me so far, right? So in your language, when you talk, when you present these demos, you want to talk in their language, right? So the next slide is this, right? So just so you know, and I want them to, you notice I had Elnate say yes about 4 times now. The very first one was whether there's a decision maker. The second one was, can you tell me your story, right? And then I asked that question again, well, is this a family-oriented business, or how did you guys really get started? Like, how did you enter the industry, right? That's the third one, right? And the fourth one is me asking them, I'll tell them, hey, Elnate, thank you for sharing your story. Does it make sense for me to share my story with you? Because I gauge interest and they say yes. That's my fourth question that's allowing them to say yes, right? Now, fifth thing, here's what I'm seeing in the real estate industry right now. I see 4 types of people. You got the amazing startup, they are excited, they're enthusiastic, and then as soon as the startup is done, as soon as they launch, they have no idea where business is going to come from, no idea how to get their brand out there, no idea where the next close is going to happen. So what do? They do a bunch of different things on social media, direct mail, print ads. They go to business. They go to Chamber of Commerce, BNI, all these different places, trying to find new business. That's the startup, right? Then you have the plateaued. They start up and they get to that 1 year mark and they do decent, right? And then they're kind of plateaued out. They feel like they can't grow anymore, right? And then you have the up and downer. And you guys notice these are the same exact slides that I've presented in the agency demos, professional services. But I've pivoted just a few things in here to cater towards the SaaS only, okay? So we're gonna go into a bit more details on that. So here I'm positioning that conversation again to be on Elnay's side. So Elnay, there's also the up and downer. They just don't have consistent business. 1 month it's really good, another month it's really bad, right? And then you have the should have beens who are, the top realtors. They've been doing this for like 3-4 years. They're trying to attack a luxury market or more established folks, but they're facing huge competition. Based on these 4 types of people in real estate today, which one resonates with you best? And help me understand where you are in business.
Probably at the plateaued.
Got it. So help me understand how you got to plateaued. What's the health of your business today, right? And just so you know, anything you share with me today, Elnay, it's just going to be really between us. I'm not going to judge you for your business performance. My intention is to show you what's possible, and maybe you are already doing some of those, maybe you're not. At the end of the day, what I want to do is create a table of everything that's going on.
Yeah, sure. That sounds
Okay.
fine. Thank you.
Yeah. So when it comes to your business and it's plateaued, what does that mean? Where are you plateaued? Why do you feel like you're plateaued?
It feels like it's just stuck, right? So when we started it, when we had kind of an influx of clients faster than we could handle, and then customer service pretty much suffered, and then we just lost a ton of clients, and we weren't really able to rebound after that. So that's pretty much what I'll say.
So let's do this. Let's unpack this a little bit. I understand you're plateaued a little bit. What's your volume like today? So now you guys notice I'm going from story mode and I'm going to go into numbers mode. Numbers mode is where you can really create a lot of vulnerability, but you want to move in this numbers phase very sensitively. You want to let them lead the conversation, okay? You don't want to push numbers on them. So here, what I'm going to do is ask an open-ended question about volume, right? You notice I didn't ask them right away, well, how many closes do you have a month? Because now I don't have permission to talk about their volume yet, right? I want them to give me that permission to talk about numbers truly. So I'm going to get them to talking about numbers without realizing that they're talking about numbers. Here's how I do it. I lead with the volume question, right? Elnay, help me understand your weekly volume. What does that look like?
Yeah, well, if we're lucky, it's like 4 leads.
Okay, cool. So you notice automatically she's a marketer, so she's thinking about leads, right?
Oh yeah, sorry,
Right?
I wasn't
So
picking
the
up,
realtors, they're gonna say, well, I'm having this many phone calls, I have this many people asking me questions, or they may even say something like, well, I have a lot of pending contracts, but nothing is closing, right? They're going to say something along that line. So when they do that, what I'm going to do is go a little deeper with them. And I'm going to get them to a point where they're going to talk about numbers the way I want them to talk about numbers. So on average, let's say, how many contracts are pending right now? How did you get to that many contracts, right? How did you convert phone calls to contracts to begin with? So Elnay, play with me here a little bit more on the numbers, right? As a real estate agent that you're working on, how many contracts do you send out? How many proposals do you send out typically in a week? What does your business health look like?
Okay, I just disclaimer, I know nothing about real estate.
No,
but,
I know.
it's
I
like
know.
I try to send out at least 15. It's my weekly goal. And I lately have, if I'm lucky, I get 2 back. So that's
Okay. So you have about 15 proposals that go out per week. That tells me you're right around close to 50 possible potential deals a month. Is that a fair assessment of your business?
yeah, I know it could be better.
You notice what she just did? She said it could be better, it could be something. So now what I did was this. I presented their current situation. She automatically thought about her desired situation. This is perfect, right? This is exactly where you want your prospects to be. Hey, Elnay, based on what you just shared with me, it's a fair assessment that you get about 50 real estate deals out there that can potentially close. Okay, perfect. Where do you want to be? Right? Then she's gonna say, you know what? Like Elnay automatically just said, hey, I could be better, right? I can be at a better number. What does that number look like to you? Right? You want to be, how many proposals should be out a month? Should you be at 25 a week? Right? So that means you need to double up on volume. How in the world are you going to double up on volume with what you're doing today?
Yeah, see, that's the issue. I think if I didn't have to customize each and every contract I send, and if it wasn't just me doing that part of the work, we'd possibly be able to get it to like 3 times that volume, which would be ideal. What do you think?
So here's the thing. I've been in real estate long enough to tell you that what you just shared with me is very normal. Okay. Most real estate agents, they start off great, they plateau, and the folks that plateau, I see them around 10 to 15 deals that are out, and they may close maybe 2 to 3. Out of the amount of volume you have today, how many are actually closed deals for you? So you notice right now what I'm doing is I'm not letting her off the hook on just talking about volume of proposals. I want to go from volume to revenue in my numbers conversation, right? So let's get this right. The very first phase of my demo was giving them the opportunity to talk about the story of the business. Second is me opening the volume question that's going to lead into the revenue question, right? So Elnay, you shared with me, you've got about 15 proposals out a week. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, when like 2 out of them actually close, it means we're like barely scraping by.
Right. So Elnay, when I say what does that mean, it's automatically understood that I want more than just the volume. So naturally, what most people do is talk about results, right? They will talk about the result that they're wanting, right? So sometimes you'll notice them talking about a different type of customer here. They'll tell you like a medical practitioner will tell you right here when you ask them this question, well, I wish I had better patients, right? I wish I was just only having to deal with $5,000 Invisalign clients, and I don't want to deal with teeth whitening. They will tell you this right now, right? At this moment. And the others will tell you, well, I wish I closed this many deals, right? So when they talk about this many deals, that's when you can really go deeper and ask them about the revenue, right? So based on what you shared, you got 15 deals out a week, um, summarizing to almost 50 deals a month, and you're telling me you close about 2 to 3 deals a month. Is that right, Elnay?
Uh, no, it's more like 2 a week.
2 a week, so you're closing about 8 to 10 a month.
Yeah, is that good?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, that's really high for a real estate agent, right? That's it, kind of solopreneur, right? They usually close maybe 2 or 3 a month. But regardless, let's just keep going, right? Is that, do you feel like that's your potential?
Well,
Like,
no, because that's not why I got into this business. I didn't want to just close. I didn't want to be a solopreneur. I wanted to close at like super high volumes and
bingo,
grow
right?
this into
Yeah. So
a respect.
now,
Yeah.
now what's happening is they're starting to tell me their vision of their business. I didn't start out to be a solopreneur. I didn't start out to just be closing 2 or 3 deals or 8 deals. Now you want to attack them and figure out what is their appetite for their business. Well, what's your vision? Are you trying to get this to $100 million business with glass doors and glass windows in a downtown high rise, or are you looking to start a brokerage at with 3, 4 realtors under you? Are you trying to tap into multiple markets? Help me understand what your true goal is with this business, right? Because now I'm focusing on my destination and I'm reiterating with them that I can get them there, right? So, Elney, help me understand what you would like to get out of this business at the end of the day.
Uh, I mean, if I could expand to an office space and have 3 or 4 people working under me, so
Right.
that I can have a bit more freedom in my life, that sounds like a good deal.
Awesome. So here's the thing, Elney. Again, I don't want this to be like a PowerPoint presentation where I'm just going through some formal fancy stuff. I'm gonna skip through a couple of slides to get to the main framework of our conversation. I do this intentionally, guys. I skip through slides all the time just so they could naturally ignore the objection of time. I'm going to present it as if I don't have too much time, even if you don't have too much time, right? So here's what I'll say at this point. Elney, after working with several realtors that are plateaued out just like you, and you have the desire. So I'm just summarizing what she already told me, right? You have the desire of creating a brokerage with maybe multiple realtors under you. Here's a system that's going to make sense for you. At the end of the day, what myself and my team is going to do for you is organize all your traffic source into one. Now, just a note, this framework I follow for any services anywhere. In my professional services demo, you'll notice that these words are different. The actual path is different. Okay. When you compare this to professional services, you'll see that there is a little bit of a difference. Okay. This is specifically built just for SaaS only, just so you know. Okay. So, what I'm going to say here is, Elnay, I'll organize all your traffic together in one place. Okay. And here's Paulson's CRM, right? Here's Paulson's CRM, and that's where all the traffic is going to go. And by the way, what's going to happen after all these traffic that you have is set up based on, let's say you have a website or a funnel or whatever campaign you're running or whatever efforts you have out there for marketing. Once we organize all of that, here's what I would like to do. I like to filter through those leads on your behalf. And the way I would do that is with my fast responder, which AKA is my web chat on their platform, right? On their funnel or website or wherever. And then what we'll do is turn on the lead filtering. Okay. When we turn on the lead filtering, AKA conversations in high level, right? They're going to have pre-built marketing campaigns in there that's going to slowly go through filtering these conversations, right? Once we get your organic leads to a point of actually being able to engage with you and they qualify themselves as a true lead, what I would like to do, Elnay, is make sure that you're willing to log into the software system that we're going to set up for you and handle those leads. And obviously, they're going to be around that 60 to 70% mark on that sales cycle. And if we did this organically, do you think you can close a couple of more deals?
Yeah, I mean, if that's all handled,
Yes.
absolutely.
So we'll organize all your organic traffic, right? Whether it's your website, your GMB, Google setup, wherever you have traffic. Oh, do you have traffic, Elnay, by the way?
Well, I don't really know.
Well, let's find out. Help me understand what you've done with your website so far.
We got like a guy to build it a couple of years ago. Haven't really looked at it too
Perfect.
much.
How many people visit your website a month?
I can like reach out to him and just get the numbers for you.
Okay.
I just don't have it at hand right now.
Okay, no worries. Let's say, for example, 100 people come to your website a month. Okay. Do you have anything on your website right now that's going to actually engage them in conversations?
No, we have a contact form.
Okay, so with our system, we're going to install the fast responder on your website. What that's going to do is start talking to the visitors without you having to fill those conversations.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Okay?
that sounds awesome.
So also on top of that, when we start getting those conversations, we're going to organize all of that in the software system, and it's going to be all in one place for you to just manage. So at the end of the day, all you're going to do is just really just log into the CRM system, or actually don't use the word CRM for anything. It's a bad word. Okay. Just so you know. But what you want to do is we'll send it into your system. You're going to log in regardless of where your traffic is coming from, whether it's from your GMB, your Google listing, your website, your funnel, or let's say you even give me a list of your old customers and I load those guys into the system and let's say revive them into new business. Regardless, all you have to do is just handle the conversations. We'll take care of the fast responder. We'll do the lead filtering. All I want you to deal with is the hot transfer.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Okay, and if you have 100 people coming to your website, I think that's enough conversations and enough traffic for us to get started. Now, in this moment, I'm going to mentally decide where if I'm going to sell them SaaS only versus SaaS plus professional services. For a lot of you that are starting out, just do SaaS only. If you are already selling professional services, and when you get to that question of like, by the way, do you have traffic? Oh, you don't have traffic. Cool, not a problem. We can just handle all the traffic components for you. We'll run your Facebook campaigns, Google campaigns, SEO, whatever else that's going to generate new traffic. That's your lead in for your professional services. Again, if you don't sell professional services already, don't touch it. Just leave it alone. Help them just organize completely their organic piece.
Hey, Paulson, is now a good time for questions, or should we write them down?
No. This interrupt me as much as you want because we're going through this together. Yeah, go ahead, Micah.
Okay. So I have no services at all, and I'm looking forward to the SaaS one. It's been very encouraging for you guys to create the tools for us. So I'm very grateful. You mentioned like the lead filtering. It sounds like it's some automations are in place, some campaigns
Bingo.
are built.
Bingo.
And
So
thing is, if I'm doing just SaaS, what I'm hearing is like, hey, here's our SaaS, but I have a little software piece that I'm kind of building for you, but it doesn't sound like 100% SaaS to me.
well, it is 100% SaaS because you have a setup that you're going to build out, right? And once that's done, you're
Oh,
hands
okay.
are off.
Got it. Thank you. That makes sense now.
Right? How are you guys all going to differentiate yourself? It's going to be with your marketing expertise. How are you going to be providing marketing expertise? You need to learn something about that industry that's going to differentiate. So for example, if I'm going to talk to real estate agents, that's all I'm focused on. And I'm specifically, what I would probably do is go to my high level account, go to my marketing campaigns, and I'll build out an opportunities board and make sure their marketing campaigns that's going to allow filtering of leads, right? What I don't want to do is hand over 100 leads over to Elnay and create a burden and say, hey, listen, pay me $200 for this fancy tool set, but you've got to now deal with 100 leads who are all organic, right? I rather help filter that out with my marketing campaigns. And that's already pre-built, right? It's already pre-built. And you don't want to be customizing per account every single time, but you don't want it to be bare bones either. So find a happy medium that's going to start filtering these leads. Here's another example, Micah, on your point. What industry are you in, Micah?
No idea, industry.
Well, that becomes difficult when you get to this point because now you've got to cater to multiple businesses, right? So
Yep.
let's say, for example,
Let's do local services, some kind of local service.
let's say you're dealing with
Power washing. Power washing.
Power washing. Okay, cool. Power washing means either you can do driveways, you can do commercial, you can do residential, you can do car detailing, you can do, a bunch of different things, right? And let's say that power washing company has 4 different services. What you as, an industry professional, and that industry and that niche, what I would do is build out 4 different campaigns on the back end of high level. So when they actually do interact with those types of leads, it filters those conversations forward, right? And that way you're going into those service lines, right? And that's the way you're going to be able to really differentiate yourself in a creative way, right? If you want to keep it generic, sure, keep it generic, especially if they don't have a high traffic. Like if they don't have enough volume, you don't want to filter through so much volume. You just want them to deal with all 20 of their leads a month, right? Whatever it is, right? So you guys can pick and choose and decide what you're going to add to that, right? Now, Elnay, let's go back to you on this. Have you ever organized your leads all in one place before?
No.
Right. They're almost always going to tell you no, right?
Okay, cool.
They're going to almost always tell you, well, no, I don't have it all. So, but I want them to think through on the traffic sources. I know we talked about the website and the GMB and things like that, but realistically, Elnay, what are the sources for you that's predominantly bringing you business? If you can list out, maybe give me 2 or 3 main sources of how your phone is ringing today. Do you have any insights to that?
Yes. So we have the website contact form that's linked to like a Google Sheet. So as soon as someone, enters the email address, that just, goes onto our list. And then referrals as well. Happy previous customers who say, work with Elnay. And that's pretty much it. We don't really do much advertising. It's kind of a word of mouth thing at this point.
Okay, perfect. So based on what you just shared, I think this is going to be a simple setup in my mind, because you have less than 5 total sources. Okay, that's not going to take a whole lot on our part to organize it all together and let all that traffic just filter into one place. Would you like for me to just kind of show you the full system of how you would log in, the type of conversations you can potentially be having?
Yes, please.
Perfect. Okay. This is where you go right into the software, you log in, and simply just stay on 3 areas: dashboard. And when you talk about the dashboard, what you're going to do is say, you know what? This is where we keep track of the macro picture of your business. Right? So in this scenario, what I would do is log in, right? And I'm just going to say, hey, listen, ignore all these numbers, guys. This is just one of our sample accounts. Okay, so perfect. Elne, last month, here's where your revenue would show. Next month, this is where it would show. Well, let me go into a sub account. I think that's the agency level, right? So let's just go into one of the sub accounts. Hopefully you're not stuck at the 9 dots right around this point. Let me see if I could okay, perfect. This right here is our dashboard L name, and what this is going to do is really, oh, there it is. A little bit of lag right when you do a demo, isn't it? So the dashboard is basically where we keep track of your macro health of your business. Okay. Do you think this is going to help you if you have a full idea of how many total interactions are happening, what the actual pipeline worth, and how well you're converting? Do you think it will help us to track all of this for you?
Yes.
How are you tracking this currently today?
Oh, I kind of just go into the analytics part of my website.
Okay, perfect. So you notice when she said that, what I'm going to do is compliment her and be like, oh, you're already in the habit of tracking things. It seems like you're pretty organized. What I want to do is get you to another level of tracking all this thing in a better way. We know that she's not tracking anything. We know she's probably doing a poor job of tracking all these things, but I'm going to always lead with a positive note, especially when I attack objections. Okay. The second thing I want to show you is the opportunities board. In the opportunities board, right, what we're going to do is keep track of your sales cycle, right? So let me just spread some of these across. We really don't even use this, just so you know internally. All right, cool. So let's say you have 10, 20 leads coming in through your channels and everything. This is where you'll be able to prioritize who to talk to on your sales conversations every single day. Instead of you just having to hammer out 20, 30 random phone calls a day, wouldn't it make sense for you to just just for you to talk to the folks that are going to actually close soon? Right? Do you have a way of organizing your sales pipeline right now? Right? And this is where I want them to really interact with me, right?
Yeah, it's I don't have a way that is as clear as this.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I showed you the second thing about my platform. Now, number one thing is going to be the conversations. Regardless whether we're doing voicemails, text messages, emails, it doesn't really matter. This is an inbox style of conversation management. And all you have to do is click this SMS and you can actually text somebody, right? You can actually text them and they will get that on their phone, right? Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and add you, right? Here, you can just simply add them as a lead, right? And actually text them and let them see a text message on their phone, right? If they see a text message on their phone, it's gonna just wow them, right? This is a perfect time for you to actually get the phones to get involved, right? So right here, what I would do is simply add them as a lead into my opportunities board, right? And I'm gonna actually text them through my SMS. All you have to do is come in here every day, Elnay, handle the conversations that are at the point of lead filtering and hot transfer. And don't forget, we're gonna automate all those conversations in the beginning for you. And you can keep track of these conversations like a thread, right? So that way
That's
you're not
super
jumping
helpful.
in just randomly.
Yeah, because I never know what to say.
Right, right. So right here, all you want to do is field them, right? So here's what I'm going to do as I work with you and your team, Elnay. I'm going to pay attention to how you conversate with your clients. And I'm going to provide feedback on the marketing materials. I'm going to help you close better deals. And this is where being a marketer is going to come handy, right? You're going to be able to coach them through the actual conversations of closing. You notice, guys, so far I haven't led with a tool-oriented pitch. You guys notice that, right? I'm still, in my mind, focused on a marketing-oriented pitch, right? I'm still presenting it as if they're buying marketing. I never talked about the text features. I never talked about what the system could do. I never talked about funnels and landing pages and all this junk that they don't care about. What do they need? That person just needs 5 more closes, right? They're not going to appreciate the technology behind the system. They don't, that's not sexy for them. They just want closed deals, right? So any questions on the demo? And that's literally what it is, right? So here, let's see.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is
So-
there a way that, or is there an existing demo, SaaS demo, like, I mean, that's pre-populated with information that we could possibly tap into? I already
This
have a
is
couple
it.
of demos, but
This is it.
not
This is
not
for
this not the slides, but the actual sub account, like a demo sub account
Oh,
that's already
got it.
pre-built out with data and like conversations. That would be amazing if that was
I think
available.
so. Right now, are you using high level for a client?
Yes.
That's your demo account.
Okay.
That's your demo account because in reality,
I was just
you
worried
should
about
be able to go
privacy.
through multiple accounts if you have to, right?
But in the same question, can I simulate? Can I create a dummy account and
Yeah.
have to
Yes, you can.
import some dummy leads and create stages? But how
Yeah.
could I put numbers into it, conversations into it? I have to do all that manually, right?
Well, I personally, you can do that. Let's say if you don't have any accounts or anything that are ready to go. Yeah, if you don't have any accounts, what you can do is create a test account for them and create some dummy leads and some conversations. When you get to the conversation piece, enter the prospect's information. Talk to the prospect on their phones within the platform. Right? So what I'm going to do here is this. Hey, Ronald, right? Let's put in your info here, right? Ronald Mello, right? What's your email again, Ronald, that you personally use?
Yeah, Mellow2006 at Gmail.
So there you go. Mellow2006 at, I don't know, gohighlevel.com, right? What's your phone number? And you don't have to tell your number. I'm just going to put in that number, right? And I'm going to add them as an actual lead into my pipeline. Test lead, right? Ronald, test lead, right? And I'm going to put in worth. I definitely want to put in some numbers of what it's worth, right? Here, I'm going to say fast responder or my CRM name. You guys following me, right? I'm going to add it. Oh, there it is. That's you, Ronald. Let me go ahead and just text you. And this is the way you're going to talk to your clients. Hey, buddy. How are you? Hey, can you check your phone? Do you see that, Ronald?
Yeah, that's a very powerful way for them to be interactive, right? Yeah.
Right? I'm pretty sure I just wasted some Twilio credits. but you get my point. Even if you don't have any leads, any setup, you can use your own account and text somebody. I mean, how much is it going to cost you to text one time to a prospect? And they're going to get these messages, right? You're going to email them. And here's what happens. Show them the notes. Hey, here's how you keep track of the notes. Ronald said, call back tomorrow. Okay, cool. It's going to automatically keep track of all this, right? You have an additional task you got to do. Hey, send him a proposal tomorrow. Sure, whatever, right? Right, what's going to happen here is they're going to understand that they have something different that is marketing oriented. This whole time, only thing I focus on the actual walkthrough demo, guys, is the conversations tab. My dashboard is going to show them overall health of their business, right? If you have an existing account, show them what you've done, right? An opportunities board, okay? And half of you are going to ask me about the pre-built SaaS plans right now. Don't worry about any of that. What we have as the standard SaaS plan is the best plan you can launch with for the end user. We know that. They need the GMB chats. They need those standardized items. In a month or so, you're going to be able to customize all these leads, right? And when you do get to customize it, you'll be able to iron out what's the true good system for them. Okay, Elnay, back to you, right? Here's what happened. That's all I have for you. I just wanted to walk you through the system. You know, I really want to get you a couple of more closings this month. Like I told you, this is the same system I'm implementing for other realtors, and they are seeing results. Okay, I just showed you the system walkthrough. Initially, here's what my launch plan is like. Okay, I'm future pacing here at this point, right? In my launch plan, we did the intro, we did the strategy session, we did the intro call, we did the strategy session, then we had the team intro call where we onboard you, right? We'll build out the system, review the campaigns we have. We'll together work on figuring out what kind of messages your prospects are going to have and go from there. That's all I have for you. Notice I'm not talking about the price or anything yet. I'm going to pretend like I'm going to get off the call. I'm going to pretend like I'm not here to collect money. So Elnay, that's all I have for you.
Thank you. Wait, sorry, I'm kidding. I'm not doing this very well. The dry humor is coming in. But yeah, so
I appreciate it. Thank you. Like, wait, how much is it? What does that cost again?
Yeah,
That's
hey,
it?
man, what's the price? Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going to happen, right? You're going to act like you're going to get off the demo. You're pretty much done. At that point, they're going to be like, oh, okay, that's it, 5-6 slides, you know? And I have a good idea of your temperature, of where you are in business, what kind of volume you need. But I'm glad you brought up the finances again, Elnay. This is how I lead in with the permission you gave me about your business, which now I can go into your Chase bank account and talk about your money, right? I can talk about what's really in there, right? And I'm going to really present this. Hey, listen, you notice I use the word investment. I don't use the word budget. Budget gives the idea of expense. I don't like the word budget, right? So just so you guys know, use the word investment and lead in and say, hey, for us to organize all your traffic, typically, it's going to cost around $13.90. Okay. Let me actually I wanted to put a dollar sign by that 4,864. It's annoying me. Sorry. But anyways, I want to organize all your traffic in one place. That's going to cost about $13.90. Obviously, the software system that I have customized for you, that dashboard where we can keep track of your business revenue health, that usually costs me about $648. Okay. The fast responder that I'm going to install in your website to keep track of these conversations and actually engage with them, that cost me about $475. Overall, we're going to also have our staff that monitor your conversations a little bit and coach you through getting better closes. Okay. All these things collectively together on average, it's right around $5,000 a month. But typically when I want to start off with somebody, these are the options I have. I have two options, Elnay. My system, I can set it up for you and you take it from there. Obviously, we'll support you through it. For you to take our system, it's just $297. There's a one-time setup fee of about $300. Okay. Option two is for us to just handle all of your marketing for you along with the system. Which option makes sense for you today?
Oh wow, the second one actually looks.
The second one,
Yeah.
interesting. But you know what I think you should do is first just organize what you have currently. Okay. Can we just set up the system for you? That way you can get into the habit of conversations and close a couple of deals. And then we can go into a full-on marketing based on results. Or Elnay, I don't want to push you off, but if you want to go aggressive on marketing, I totally understand. We provide Facebook ads along with our system. Would you like for us to turn those on?
Oh yeah, is that included in option 2? Oh wait, sorry.
That is included in option 2. So $297 is for the system.
Okay.
If you pay an additional $30 because you need more traffic.
Yeah. Man, I'll just go on your recommendation.
Right.
Yeah.
Here they're just gonna decide. So you guys are really here doing a double offer, right? You have a double offer presentation, which means option 1 is the system for $297 or the full enchilada at option 2. Ideally, you don't want them to go to option 2. It's much easier for them to just bite option 1 and you have no fulfillment. That's the point of SaaS. But if they really need traffic, you don't want them to have to go to somebody else. If you're also back to my point, if you're starting out in the marketing, the whole SaaS mode, and if you have never done professional services, you wouldn't even present an option 2. You guys with me so far?
Yeah, I got a question. Can you go back to the previous slide, please?
Yeah, previous slide is right here. On average, this is what it's going to cost us to set up your full system. This is our normal fees.
So you don't put any prices or any features of the product at all, right? Like Facebook.
You notice that, right? Because guess what everybody else does here in your, this is called the value stack slide, right? This is called in sales. What you do is you match up the value and the need and you stack it into one place and put a number to it and then you present an offer, right? This is your stack value. In here, you want to talk and list out your full stack in their language. Right? This is why I use words like fast responder. What the hell is fast responder? It doesn't mean anything. It just means I'm going to have a chat widget live that's going to respond fast. Right? So you want to present what you have and what you're bringing to the table that's going to be relevant to that industry, right? If I'm dealing with automotive dealerships, what is my language going to be like? Right? If I'm dealing with interior designers, right? What's my language going to be like in what I present? They don't know what a trigger is. They don't know what tagging means. They don't know what SaaS is, right? You want to talk in their language. So, yeah, that brings up a good point, Ronald. Thank you for um, bringing that to the attention, because I forgot about that. That's something that I wanted to mention. Okay. So Elnay, what makes sense for you today? Do you want us to launch with just a system? You self-handle it, and we'll make sure all your leads are organized in one place and you can close a couple of deals pretty soon. Okay. Or do you want us to go aggressive and turn on both the system and our marketing, which is simply just Facebook ads?
Yeah, for now, I'll just go with option 1.
Okay,
Thank
perfect.
you.
Perfect. Okay, here's what's going to happen. My account manager, RJ, is going to reach out to you, schedule a time with your team, and set everything up for you. Make sure you have access. They'll get access to the Facebook page, your website, all those different things, even if we want to use it later. And that's about it. Right here, I can go into my transaction mode, which is, do you want to go ahead and take care of this now? Or do you want me to send you a proposal? I personally don't like the idea of sending them a proposal. Get out of that habit when it comes to SaaS mode. You want to simply just be like, hey, I can get started now. Do you feel comfortable for us to get started right now? Any questions that you may have in your mind that may stop you? Because what you don't want is them coming on board and they don't log in a week later.
Yeah, I'm happy to start now.
Okay, perfect. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into proposify.com, which is what I use. And I'm going to automate that proposal over to them if I have to, or if I need to go right into Stripe, I'm going to go right into Stripe and send them an invoice, or go straight into, guess what? If you already have SaaS mode turned on, you can go to that checkout page and go right into the checkout page and literally enroll them right there live. You guys following me so far? If you don't have the pro account, you're gonna have to manually do all that part, which is really annoying. What I would do is just go straight to the checkout page. Hey, let's go ahead and get you started. Here's my basic plan of $297. All I would do is just click there. So here, let's say, for example, your checkout page is gonna look like something like this, right? You're gonna go right into your plans. Perfect. You may have 2 plans, maybe 1 plan or 4 plans or whatever. Perfect. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's put in your info. And you're going to have a page like this with your checkout page. You guys understand we provide that for you. When you build with the SaaS configurator, when you build your plans, it'll automatically generate a checkout page with those things line itemized. And when you do onboard them and actually close them, it'll automatically create the sub accounts with those features for you and handle the billing for you. You can go right into running a software company just that easy now.
So can I ask you a quick question, Paulson, in regards to this particular page?
Of course. This is
so-
just a high level page.
No, I know. My question though, you see how down at the bottom you have the available upgrades and add-ons? Would you suggest that with our build out, we add on that 1,300 monthly with the ad spend right there
No.
at the bottom, or don't
No.
put that on there?
No, don't put that on there, because you have an offer presentation that's on the demo. That's it. Right? This right here is more like a cash register, and you're just going to transact for them. You're not wanting them to make a decision here. They're already set up, right? So when can you actually leverage the checkout page? It's going to be when you run paid ads, when you get to a point of your brand building where enough prospects are going to self-serve.
Right. So that's why I was asking, was if I do have self-serving, it's like I was building out my page
Yeah.
And I
if-
was
if-
wondering about this particular option because I remember the other day you were telling us about the maintenance fee. I was trying to figure out if I needed to be on the call to offer that.
So
Or
typically agency professional services are very difficult to self-serve. They don't just self-serve agency professional services, right? But when it comes to SaaS, they possibly could self-serve. So in here, what I would do is just simply have your plans and later go back to those clients that's already self-served with your SaaS and upsell them later. Don't try to capture the sale all in one with the mercy that they're going to self-serve both SaaS and professional services. They're not going to do that for professional services, right?
Paulson,
So just stick with the SaaS on the self-serving, in my opinion. Later on, go back and upsell them if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, do that another time, in my opinion, right? What were you saying,
Pa-
RJ?
I was going to ask a technical question.
Yeah.
Because I've already enabled SaaS mode for a few of my clients, and
Okay.
really it started off with the Twilio billing. And so do I have to sign up for Twilio billing for my own sub account in order to get the subscription to show up on the product page drop down? Because right now when I'm looking
When
at
you
the
when
drop
you
down, I don't see
create
it.
Yeah, when you create your SaaS plans in the SaaS configurator, you're able to enable Twilio rebilling right there for those plans, right?
Right. I understand that point. I'm saying for my own sub account, in order to build the actual pages, the page out with the SaaS offerings, which I'm doing right now, I already have pretty much everything almost ready except for the actual page that you were just showing a second
Uh-huh.
ago. And I'm trying to add the product, but it's not, when I hit the drop down for the subscription, I don't see it, even though my Stripe is connected. So I was wondering if I have to actually create a Twilio, like if I have to put my card on file for my own sub account, even though I have the master account already.
I don't think so.
Okay, because it's just
Not
not
that
showing for my
I'm
subscription when
not
I
the
drop down.
yeah, I mean, I'm not the tech wizard in the company for sure, but I don't think so. Once you have your Twilio set up for your agency account, and
Mhm.
you don't have a separate Twilio assigned for any of those sub accounts, it'll default to the parent agency account. So whatever
Okay.
parent agency is using the Twilio or Mailgun, that's what gets rendered.
Okay.
So I don't think so. Unless anybody on the call may have an answer for RJ, I don't personally think so.
All right. Thanks.
I think what I was trying to figure out, because I did set mine up yesterday, was along that line, once they sign up, everyone is pulling from my Mailgun and my Twilio. Is that what's happening?
No, when you set that up, the system is automatically creating a new Twilio account on behalf of that client. You'll have
Right, because there
Twilio
was a
sub
question that said set up, it said it will set up sub accounts. So I scheduled a call for later because I wanted clarification on what that sub account was within the Twilio. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, from what I know, when you set up a new account, right, within Twilio, within your Twilio agency account, you will have new sub accounts for each sub account at high level, right? So you may have, I think, 10 or 15 or however many sub accounts you have on high level. That's however many Twilio accounts you'll have there, right? So it'll automatically create a new number and all of that stuff.
The only thing is that is different for Mailgun. Mailgun, you actually do have to go in and create
Yeah,
separate.
for now.
Yes, for now. Yep.
For now, we are going to create a system around Mailgun. We are also, I think Robin talked about it on the last call. We are in the works of figuring out a Twilio relationship where high level will have its own, universal Twilio account that runs through millions of dollars of Twilio charges, right? And then from that account, you guys will be able to use, that way we get better rates collectively, better freedom, better utilization, I think Robin or Sean talked about it on the last town hall meeting. But ideally, Mailgun also will go down this path eventually, but not right now. Okay. Yeah, Ben says, can we gain this pitch deck? Yes, I'm gonna make sure this pitch deck is PowerPoint mode so you guys can actually grab it. And you notice I removed all the high level branding so you guys can use it, edit it however you want. So it'll be posted in the help desk and the YouTube channel. Okay. Any questions on the demo, right? So let's go through the demo real quick, right?
Hey,
So
Paulson.
yeah.
Hi, Alfredo. Thanks for everything. I do have a question on that last slide.
The last slide, which is
the last of your pitch deck that shows
this
the
one?
the offer.
Oh, the
yeah.
offer is right here. This one. Yep.
That one. That's right. My question is that I was just a little bit confused about the second option. That doesn't include ad spend, right?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why it says 1,300 monthly plus $1,000 ad spend for platforms.
okay, cool.
Right. So that's gonna
Yeah.
it should have said 25.97 including ad spend.
Yeah, so I was just a bit
My
confused.
bad.
I
My bad.
wasn't sure.
Yeah. Good catch.
Cool,
Good catch.
awesome. I think what we're thinking, what we're doing is it's gonna be the 297 plus that the service for the maintenance offer, and then in that maintenance offer, what we were thinking of offering is either SEO, Facebook, or Google Ads, and they just kind of pick one, and we go with that.
Yeah,
depending on what their niche is.
You know, honestly, remember, if your system's already built out where you're providing professional services, there's no need to go retro and turn those off. But if you're in one of those positions where you don't really have a whole lot of professional services running and you haven't built a whole process and team around it, I would say just go full-fledged and just say, hey, listen, I only got one option for you.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be my SaaS. That's it. And we're seeing a lot of people close a ton of clients on SaaS, guys. I had a message yesterday. Guy had started cold emailing about 10 days in. He closed 18 deals.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the mega agencies, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw Nick Robbins and Sean's interaction. Nick runs a pretty big business, right? Even those guys that are established are switching completely just SaaS mode alone, right? These are agencies with hundreds of professional services clients that are on the verge of completely just going 297 all day long. Because guess what? You don't have to fulfill. There's no headache. It's just a one-time sell, right? And then what do you got to lose? It's really just the volume sale in the beginning. If you sold SaaS for about 6 months, you're looking at serious numbers for a long time to come without you having to do any more work for your business. Alfredo, I don't hear you because you're muted. But you guys understand the value of SaaS.
I was saying it reminds me of I have lead gen properties, and so I just put clients in there, and I just don't hear from them because it just, you know what I mean. But it's different than as a service. It's just like they rent the space, and then when I used to sell SaaS. I mean, we had clients pay us $20,000 a month, and they would stay with us for like 5 years, and it was nothing. I mean, you know, it was just maintaining them and getting them on board. But after that, it was awesome.
Right. Here's what I will recommend also. Right now, all of you that are in the high level family already, you're really digging in and understanding SaaS mode. The market is not saturated with SaaS right now. There's a lot of agencies here, which is really just the high level family, right? And the entire marketing world has not turned upside down and said, hey, we're going to all go SaaS mode. What does that mean? That means you can right now prospect and get in front of people fast, right? When I studied my MBA at University of Houston, one of the things that we really paid attention to is this idea called first to market, right? In economics, the guy that solves the problem first wins. right? Because guess what? The rest of the followers are trying to standardize according to that first solution, right? So if you guys go out there and you get, dive deep into your niches and say, you know what, I got 20 clients on SaaS, I got 30 clients on SaaS. I mean, we're looking at some really strong numbers for the rest of your life, honestly, right? And you don't have to go hunting for new deals and things like that. I promise you, in a year, in a 2-year run, everybody's going to be on SaaS mode. At that point, all these industries are going to get saturated so fast, right? Right now, you guys at high level, all of us here at the family, you have the privilege of being in front of this trend, right? It's up to you to do something about it. Make sure that your families are well and things like that. And obviously, we're going to make sure we support you as much as we can. Okay. But pay attention to this moment in marketing altogether. This is a industry pivot, right? And we intentionally never had the idea that we're going to ever go SaaS mode at high level. We never thought that. But we saw a lot of these agencies really do some large numbers. There are agencies that are doing, millions with SaaS mode. And those are the 5-10 agencies out of the 10,000 that are just super killers, right? And we're like, man, how can we get that 1% agency to really like show the rest of the agencies, right? Like the agency world so far reminds me of the US economic system, right? You got the 1%, and then the middle class is like way down under, right? That's why I did that event with 10K in 10 days with Joel, right? Because I know there's a sales and prospecting problem, right? You've got agencies that are doing thousands, and then you got agencies that can't even break tens, right? So what we're trying to do is bridge this gap and say, hey, listen, it doesn't require a whole lot to go into SaaS mode. Present the offer. All you have to do is just set up the high level for them. Make sure it's customized to that industry. We'll help you with the billing. We'll help you with the automations and subscriptions and all of that, and really run a healthy business. So take advantage of this opportunity in the whole marketing sphere. It really is important. I promise you. This is like it's like the new week of when e-commerce first came out, or Facebook ads first came out, Instagram first came out. I really feel like that when it comes to SaaS mode. Okay.
I have a quick question about the, I know you're telling us about the 297, but when they rolled it out, they gave us the 197, the 297, the 497.
Yep.
And when I looked at what was included with the 497, as somebody mentioned in the chat, if somebody's coming on board and they don't have anything high level, I pay the $99 for them to go ahead and get onboarded with high level. But then on that 497, website, funnels, all that stuff is included. In the sales mode of it, are you recommending that we let them know at 497, that's all you? But if you want me and my agency to do it, then you have to get the maintenance plan, and then we'll help you with your website, your funnels, and things like that.
So the standard plans that we launched with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those were all created based on our interactions with the SMBs. We know that with that combination in most industries, you're going to get them the best results, right? So in my recommendation, this is a temporary problem, which is you're not able to customize your SaaS plan on the feature side, right? You have defaulted standardized plans, which is okay. When we do the $99 setup, whichever one that you sell, we'll set that up based on those standard plans. Right?
Maybe I didn't ask my question right. So I understand that part.
Okay.
What I'm talking about is you've coached us basically on having the maintenance plan, or the I don't know what
offer,
you call,
which
yeah,
is
the maintenance
professional
offer.
Service. Yeah.
Correct. So in building out my page, I was looking at the different offers that you guys have already customized for us, and then taking into consideration what you encouraged us to do, which was to have the maintenance offer.
Yeah.
I understand how to work it with the 297. What I'm looking at is like I do graphic and web design. So when I'm looking at the $497, now that potential client, when they come in, they have no go high level at all. Now in that $497, they have the feature of the funnels, they have the feature of the websites, and there's a few other things that they have, like surveys or something that you've already custom built in. What I'm saying is when we pitch them or talk to them about this, it is, and this is what I'm asking you, should we be saying at that $497, you have to build your website on the platform? You know, we will set you up for the other SaaS options, but on the $497, you have to do that. If you would like for us to do it for you, then there is the maintenance fee and the upcharge of X, Y, and Z.
So let's clarify what is maintenance, right? Because what you're so let me unpack that real quick. Because here's a mistake that you don't want to make. I'm gonna pull one of my old slides and let me see if I could go into what I mentioned then.
My confusion just came in when they released the custom and it wasn't exactly in line with what you talked to us about. And that $497 included a lot of other things. I wondered how to sell that, how to package it.
You don't want to sell $497. What you want to do is sell them on a high ticket maintenance offer, right? Because $497 is like selling a pro plan, right? And they're not going to sustain, right? So here's what we're talking about. So first things first, have you already ever provided professional services before?
Yes.
Okay. And if that's the case, what's today your professional services package look like? So you do graphic design, what else?
Building out custom WordPress websites, social media management.
Okay.
So it depends on what they select.
So this needs to be a done for you model, 100%, right? Your gateway is going to be do it yourself model, right? In that context, how could you offer $497 on done for you? It's hard, right? They would have to manage that, and that's not the model that we're talking about, right? Right. So your maintenance offer needs to be a service, not a product. Right? It needs to be a done for you, not a do it yourself, right? If it is a do it yourself, it needs to be included in your standard SaaS 297 package. If you, let's say, for example, you're an industry like interior design and they're all design friendly and they want to create their own funnels or some sort of design stuff, you need to include that in your normal SaaS offer, right? And you'll be able to customize your plans and all of that in a month or so as soon as we turn that on. Right now, a lot of people don't even have a fundamental framework of where to even begin. So that's why we have standardized packages, right?
Right. But in your standardized package, this is why I'm asking. So in the standardized package that they presented to us, because what I did was I took what y'all gave us. I took the pricing page that I think is Chase that he provided. And then I built out the landing page with the offer so that I could go ahead and I can start selling based upon what we discussed. However, when I looked at, I have the 197, I got it. I got the 297. When I got to the 497 and I looked at what you guys included in that deal, to me, I said, this person, my client, does not know how to build a website. They don't know anything about funnels. So now I either have to take that off the page or I have to package it in another offer. It's not just maintenance. It is a done for you package, done for you offer.
Yeah.
And I wanted your feedback on that.
Yeah. You knowing that about your client and you know they're not going to self-manage a website or a funnel, you're going to want to take that off.
Yeah, but they'll try. So that's the thing. They'll try. My audience is coaches. So they will try. They will get that software and they'll try. And then they're going to contact me and say, I can't do it.
Hey,
but
can I chime in real quick?
Yeah, if they can't do it, that's when you can upsell them to your services, your done for you services, right? But it's okay if they get access to it and they dabble with it and they don't go anywhere. That's okay. You're just not going to have adoption with that feature, right? But ideally, you don't want to throw that at everybody, right? And in a month or so, you'll be able to customize and pick and choose what you actually have in these plans or not. And even now, you can turn off a lot of those features, even if it's in the configurator, just so you know. Micah, go ahead if you want to add something that I missed.
It was just, yeah, just to Makita, to your comment, but then Ronald had his hand up for a while. I was just going to say, yeah, especially for coaches, if they see the potential of the software and they get a little overwhelmed, that's like, hey, for this much, you have everything you need for your entire business. And if you even have like chat support or help docs that you can maybe get from Matt DeSanto or something, they could try it on their own. They realize, okay, crap, this tool is amazing, but I'd rather just pay Makita to do the website for me.
Yeah.
And so they know you're doing it for them. That's what I would recommend for that.
Yeah. And you may even want to, like, in this scenario, let's say you're working with coaches. What kind of coaches do you work with, Makita? Like,
I have different style of coaches that come to me. I even have small businesses that come because I do graphic and web design. I am taking the 10K in 10 days online. I'm on day 3. So I'm narrowing down a niche, but I do work with coaches overall. I gotta,
yeah.
I know, Paul.
You may want to connect with Elnay. She's kind of on the same boat as you when it comes to coaches in general. But here's what I'll tell you. If I'm in your position, here's what I would do. I want to stay on SaaS mode as much as I can. I will just throw a templatized pre-built funnel in my 497. I will throw them a website and say, hey, listen, don't even worry about hiring a marketing agency for a new website. You don't even have to hire me for a new website, but our system at 497 is going to include a website.
So build out that
allows me to not have to deal with
build out that snapshot.
Yeah, just build out your snapshot, build out a funnel. I mean, I'm saying build out a website and funnel for them and don't charge them for it, right? Because that's just part of the SaaS software. It's pre-built. And if you had, let's say, 3 or 4 or 5 different variations of websites, you're done. They don't have to deal with that fulfillment anymore. Neither do you. It's pre-built. It's done. You don't ever have to worry about it. And that's a really competitive way to be standing out. Hey, our system includes a website, right? I mean, it's better to not charge them $2,000 for a website in that moment and stick them to a 497 for 5 years.
That's what I was thinking.
Right?
I wanted your opinion because I was just gonna put it all in there and let them pay $497 on overtime.
That's it.
And have it in there. And all they gotta do is upload their pictures or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. If you know that they're gonna value that, just throw it in there. Don't charge them for it. Like, just get it out of the way. It's done, right? Oh, you don't have traffic? Oh, you don't even have a website to have traffic? Not a problem. Makita, our system, it already comes with a website. You mean I don't have to go pay $2,000 for a website? No, we'll just get this all set up for you. Send me your logo. I know your service lines. We'll have a website for you. Or here's my 3 websites. Which one do you want for yourself? Right? Get away from professional services. Get away from done for you. The only reason you want to keep that agility and flexibility is so that your clients, you don't want them to have to go to another marketing company or agency to just get a website done, right? Like, you rather be the only cook in the kitchen and say, you know what, for this industry, this is what I'm going to build out. It comes with everything. They're going to pay me $497 for 5 years, right? And I have no fulfillment. That's an easier win. So as much as I say professional services, keep it if you're already running it, and narrow down your offers, and don't worry about trying to do SEO, Google Ads, Facebook, Instagram, social media, all these things into this big, huge package. Like, I would say just get away from that world altogether. It'll be easier for you guys to just pre-build your packages. Okay?
I'm excited now. Thank you.
I'm excited for you guys. Let's go with Ronald. I see a lot of questions in here, guys.
Yes, the demo was great. I love to watch demos. I've been doing demos myself for over 20 years in sales, but selling software similar to this. And I like your approach of not talking about features, but more into values per se. However, this demo was very simple, very straightforward. LNA was too nice to you, but I want to know real case scenarios, right? Where the people have to really say, no, what's the price right up front? Some people are just rude. They just, don't waste my time. How much is it going to cost? Right at the beginning, the first
It's
5,
going to
10
be $1
minutes,
million, Ronald.
right?
Should
Exactly.
we talk? It's going to be $1 million, and I'm going to bring back $3 million. What do you
Because-
want to talk?
Yeah,
I had a guy yesterday, because I'm running ads for my own agency. The guy jumped on a call, and we're running, SaaS ads and trying to just sell a platform, right? He's like, hey man, I'm already using some bull crap for $300. Is yours going to be bull crap? I mean, this is literally what he's saying to me first thing, right? I was like, well, I mean, I don't know if we're a good fit, but here's what I can tell you. Bull crap or not, how much money are you making off that 300?
That's a good question.
And he goes, well, I mean, it's just a software system. How would I know how much money am I making? Well, that's the thing. A tool is not going to fix your business, right? And I'll tell you, some of my systems will cost you millions of dollars, but I promise you, I'll bring back millions of dollars. Do you want to hear what I got to say? You opted into my ad.
Right.
Because with somebody that's combative, I'm going to be more combative. Because I want to deneutralize them, right? There is an energy that you want to meet, and somebody who's professional, you want to stay professional, right? And I'm not saying don't go curse up a storm, but at the end of the day, control the energy. Somebody, if they come in and first thing they ask is price, the second thing you ask is about what about revenue then, right? Glad you brought up price. How much money are you making? Should I buy your business? I'm serious. That's the question I ask. Should I be on a conversation with you to buy out your business? That's my mentality, right? Because at the end of the day, somebody that's asking me about price at the end of the day, they usually have never seen good money before, right? They usually haven't, because they're so price sensitive. They are the type of clients that's going to drive you to the bottom of the barrel on a price hunt. Some of you that are trying to figure out how to go from 79 to 49 with your SaaS offer, more than likely you've been talking to too many of those prospects. You're not used to talking to the small business owners that are spending $1,000 on software. Okay. So it's really a mindset shift that you got to make. But Ronald, any follow-up to that? Anything you want to add on?
No, but I thought it would be a good session to have in the future about rebuttals. What kind of a reaction you or someone else have had, and we can collectively, add to it, and how to.
Yeah, I mean, in most of agency sales, most of SaaS sales, what I'm seeing is this. You have the price objection, right? You have the market to product objection, which is like, I don't know if you have the right thing for me. I don't know if your system is going to match my business, right? So it's more of like really qualifying whether your offer is a good offer. Then it's the results, the timeline, right? You get 3 types of objections. You shouldn't get anything more. If there's anything more, it's a trust issue.
And that comes,
Right?
the next question is, how can we establish the trust issue authority? Have you done this before with realtors or whatever your niche is?
Yeah, attack the trust issue with trust questions. Ronald, help me understand how we can enable some trust between each other. I'm sure you've had marketers reach out to you selling you the next big thing. What can I do to earn your trust today?
Show me references.
Sure. Who do you want to talk to?
Another realtor that have used the system and have got good leads.
Perfect. I'll send you a cell phone number. Do you want to call him now?
Wow.
I mean, I got nothing to lose. Right? Because I mean, I've done that. I've had current clients reach out to old clients, right? or prospective clients, and you're like, yeah, Paulson, yeah, him and Lewis are doing good things. We got results. So far, so good. Okay, cool. Right? Now, if you sell and if it's your first client ever, let's say you've never sold anything, you don't have any references, you don't have anything to show for it. Tell them that you've got nothing to show. Tell them, hey, Makeda, guess what? This is my first time venturing out into starting my own business. I've trained myself with, amazing trainers, coaches. I want to implement this system for you for a 14-day trial, 30 days trial, get you some results. And based on results, can we create a long-term relationship? This is how you sell when you have never sold. Right? If you have sold a couple of people, leverage those couple of people in your favor, right? If it's your first client ever, never sold anything, tell them, I have a trial option. I want to take the risk away. I had a guy day before yesterday. He was like, man, 1,500 is a lot. Okay, not a problem. I just want to trust you, and I want you to be able to trust me. Name your price. He said, well, I'm spending $300 here. I've got another thing that I'm spending on Yelp for $400. Well, cool. You're spending $700. Name your price. I don't really care. You tell me what you want to pay. We'll get started. Month 2, our regular fee is $15.97. But guess what? I just want to eliminate the risk for you to be able to trust us, and vice versa. This is where the strength of your offer has to be higher if you've never sold before, right? The strength of your offer could be lower if your brand has better play, if your brand is recognized, if you have trustworthy content out there, references, case studies, testimonials, all these things. If it's out there, you don't have to go down on your offers. Okay. Let me see.
Hey, Paulson.
Yeah, go ahead, Micah.
This is slightly tech, and you might discuss this on Monday. But until the whole setup thing is automated, can you send us the form that you're going to be asking of our customers, setting them up? Can you send that exact information so we can collect it ourselves and then copy and paste it over?
Yeah, I can work on that. So I know that done for you. So when you go through, I think it's automated behind our system. So whenever you sign up on that funnel, I think it pushes out an onboarding doc. Let me see if I can get a hold of that, Micah, and send that over to you.
Yeah, does that make sense about me getting that from my client first until it's automated? Okay.
Yeah, and I actually want to do that for a lot of the marketplace services too, is give you guys a lot of the onboarding docs ahead of time. So when you do purchase, it's like, hey, I'm ready to go with the purchase, right?
Yes. That's awesome.
2.0, man. We're working
awesome.
hard.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're working hard. Any questions that I can kind of help field? This was a good call, guys. I feel like we went through a simple demo, and you guys are seeing that you don't have to go too drastically far off from your sales process. Okay. Your offer presentation is really the only big thing that's different.
Hey, Paulson.
Yo.
Hey, I do have a quick question. When you guys roll out that done for you setup, do you have an idea, just an estimated timeline, like not timeline, but how long it will take to set up an account, just so we can set those expectations with clients?
For us?
Yeah, for you all, when you guys roll yours out.
It's fast. I really think if we have everything if we have everything in place, we can set up an account within 20 minutes.
Okay. Oh, like I would schedule conversations and stuff. I'm saying maybe like 3 days or something.
Yes. Yeah, we will reach out to your clients and things like that. I foresee, 3 to 4 days. Honestly, but it depends on how responsive your clients are. If your clients are not going to even respond to us for like a week, that's going to really suck, right? But if ideally what you want to do is the day you close, put the order in so we can reach out almost like the same day. That's what I was
hoping for, that it was going to be quick. a quick turnaround. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
the delay is more than likely going to be on your client. It's not going to be us. Our intention is to at least reach out to the client, and we're automating a lot of this stuff, right? So we're going to be able
Clients never delay with marketing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's when you swipe them and get their attention. Oh, I got this big charge on my account. Oh, now you want to pay attention, do you? Right.
Right. Thank you.
Is that going to be like added as a button when they sign up on the page?
Right now it's not, but it will be. So in our process, what we're going to do is let you decide whether you want high level to set it up for them, right? And when you do click it, it'll automatically give us the cue. But I don't think it's going to be enabled unless you enable it yourself. Okay.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Go ahead.
Hi, Paulson. I'm doing the 10-day to 10K tutorial, and I'm day 5.
Okay.
Why? I was thinking, why doesn't anybody think about the government as a niche? Is there a reason, a big reason? I don't know.
They have way too many gatekeepers, typically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's typically why. And sales cycles are really long. It's a departmental group decision. That's usually the issue with governmental contracts.
Okay.
But I mean, it just depends on what industry and things like that. I know a few guys that are in security. They're like in cybersecurity and stuff like that, and they run an agency like that, and they work with governmental agencies. But it takes them 6-7 months to close a deal. It takes 5-6 Zoom calls and interactions. Legal teams have to close each other, right? It's not a simple sale. It's more of a B2B sale, right? It's not a B2C.
Okay.
But that's typically why small agencies avoid government contracts.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Austin, let's go with you, my man.
All right. So quick question. Is there ever a time when you would opt in to have them sign up for an affiliate account versus a SaaS account?
100%. If you think they are technology savvy and they can operate like you, affiliate link is better than SaaS.
Okay. I work with network marketers, and they something about wanting to have like control over they want control over their accounts and their leads. And
yeah, our affiliate commissions are extremely generous, right? It's 40 or 50% or something like that. It's crazy, right? No other platforms offer numbers like that. So if you work with network marketers, my 100% recommendation is to build out your Austin's affiliate, branding over SaaS. SaaS is designed specifically for local businesses, small business owners, right? Yep. They're not going to adopt technology. Therefore, you guys as marketers have to be that bridge and help them navigate through that. They feel like they just hired an IT company, right? So, but in your case, I rather go with the 40% on affiliate mode versus, 70-80% on SaaS mode, and then, worry about white labeling it. They're going to find out about high level later. It's just a mess, right? I would go with affiliate mode if I were you, it's specifically for marketers.
Okay, perfect. Yep, I went back and forth on that, and as a SaaS product, I was going to have to price it relatively lower anyways, just because I'm competing with trying to consolidate like their Linktree, their Calendly, their Mailchimp, and so I was trying to price it right, and with other platforms that are for that industry. Like eventually, I would like to get to the higher, the 6-7 figure earners, and then actually once I have a system built out. Okay, that you answered my question.
Yep. Jose.
Hey, Paulson, how are you?
Hey, man, how are you?
Very good, very good. Quick question. So I have a few calls lined up for next week. I just really want to understand what I have, to sell the customer and just to manage the expectations. Is first of all, is the app, the Lead Connect up and running, all good to go? Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's good. And in terms of the activation and the setup through the white labeling and high level, I do understand that we will have the two-way texting, the GMB, the web chat that basically will attract all the organic leads into one single platform. But in case I want to do database reactivation, would you guys also help out? No. So that will be myself getting all the existing data and put into there.
Yeah, our intention is to help you just integrate and go.
Okay.
Whether you come in with your marketing campaigns or list management strategies, or you want to add in a funnel, that's all you. Because I mean, we got to now, do setup for 10,000 agencies. That's not going anywhere, right? If we go listening to everybody's tactics and strategies and build it out, that gets difficult. That's why we have services like Agency Jumpstart, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a agency SaaS Jumpstart. We're gonna have products and services around SaaS set up later on. I would say in about a month or two. But currently, it's just gonna be really more of like integrations mapping, making sure your Facebook pages are there, GMBs are there, chat widget, whatever's in those standardized packages. Even if you don't use everything in those standardized packages, we'll set it up as if you may want to turn it on later, right?
Got it.
So that we have the same exact setup for everybody across the board.
But you will set up the campaign on the background, no? It will be that will be.
It's gonna be their web chat and their websites, right? It's gonna be the GMB integrated into your high level account, their Facebook pages integrated into the high level account. I believe their Twilio stuff, their whatever's in that plan, whatever's in that basic, all those standardized plans that we have, that's what we would set up for them.
Okay, just one last thing, and I really, just a shout out, and I really like your example in the beginning of the bees and the flies. I think that's brilliant, really nice one. But in such a low ticket, is there anything ugly enough that you wouldn't swing? Wouldn't this be a great foot on the door for every single business? No, you wouldn't. So what type of, for example, I believe in a sales process, qualification questions is everything. So what would you pitch on the very beginning? What would make you understand and believe that this is not a good hit instead of the other, if that makes sense?
If they perceive it to be a tool, I'm afraid, because I don't know if they're gonna log in my second month. I want them to think it's a marketing system, right? So that's one thing. The second thing is how they perceive money. That's a golden rule in sales. How your prospects perceive money is how they're going to operate, right? How they do one little thing is how they do everything, right? So if they come in, talking about, hey, if they like everything and they ask me for a discount, I know I may just give them the discount, but I know their perception of money is not, they don't look at it as an investment. They're looking at it as an expense.
Okay.
Right. So if they look at it as an expense, odds are they're going to cut expense.
Okay.
Right. So that's the second thing. The third thing is whether there's a true product market fit. Right. If I went to any barber, I know I can pay $20 to $30 for a haircut. Every barber in Houston, for most guys, that's kind of what they charge. That's true, right? But how come I would only go to my barber?
Yeah.
Right. And that's the same thing with SaaS, right? We are going to all look the same, but they're going to like Jose for Jose, right? They're going to like Paulson for Paulson, and they're going to like your branding because it's blue versus mine is red. I mean, there's so many variations, but I want to pay attention and just tell you that with low ticket, the wrong people can say yes easily, right? So you want to pay attention and help them understand that, listen, we've got professional services later too. We've got a whole different plan here. And this is just the gateway into my world, right? Into my world of SaaS. But yeah, I mean, those are probably a couple of reasons of how I look at it.
Awesome. You just mentioned that you are running some ads to sell SaaS, and I believe that knowing you a little bit, that you are definitely doing cold calling as well. What's your views in between
No,
both?
I don't do cold calling yet
No?
because I don't have time to do cold calling. But
You don't have anyone doing that for you?
so right now, what I have is cold emailing. I have Instagram DMs, and I'm in the automotive space myself, right? So I have Instagram DMs, and then I have Facebook ads running, right? So all of that gives me easily 8 to 9, even 10 leads a day, and I don't personally have time to field all of it. So in the evening or lunchtime, I'll spend, because I spend most of my day at high level, right? So
Yeah.
you got to balance. And I've got a business partner at the agency, so he handles a lot of that, Luis. So your organic traction and channels are going to be based on that industry, right? Everything you do leads to a phone call.
True.
Right? Everything you do. So it is cold calling. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
whether you had Facebook ads running or not, you're going to have to pick up that phone and call them right there based on their opt-in, right? So a lot of people forget, they have this bad idea of cold calling. It works. It works. At the end of the day, it works. And, every single one of your niches are going to be different. Some people will have success in LinkedIn. Some people have success with ManyChat. They'll have success going to BNI meetings or Chamber of Commerce. You just got to figure out where that is. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Paulson.
Sure. The one and only Benjamin. What's going on?
What's up? The man, the myth, the legend, killing it. Hey, I just have a quick question, and I don't know if I'm in the right space, but I like listening and learning anything that's new. So I think I picked up a couple of things. So thank you for that.
Sure.
For one, just an off subject, Twilio, $40 for agencies to do some kind of shit so that we're not getting flagged. I don't know if that's a quick little 30-second blip you could tell me, or.
Yeah, so carriers, I think Sean talked about this. It's not even a Twilio thing. With a lot of the elections last year, there was a lot of telecom issues, right? People were texting each other to vote for each other, right? It was kind of crazy. So a lot of consumers came out and said, hey man, I don't want all these people spamming my phone numbers. So a lot of the carriers like T-Mobile, AT&T, all these people want you to simply just register and say, hey, listen, I'm a legit business.
Yep.
Right? And I'm not spamming and I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm a legit business. I think there's an application fee for like $40 and that's it.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to do that.
And that's you do that registration through Twilio, just so you know.
Okay. Next thing, I'm going to run Facebook ads. I've been highly successful in ads for my own companies, but nothing to do with this kind of shit. Now, I'm one of those guys that I've been doing this since August, but I haven't fully done it because I'm a motivational speaker. I do training just like you do on all this stuff. So I'm like, not that a better than now type shit at all. I just am so busy with clients and like mindset shifts and all this other shit that I'm like, okay, this is like a no-brainer. I can push a button, pay $100 a day to start, get 3, 4, 5 clients at even just 100 a day. A couple things that I remember since I haven't ran ads in quite a while was not always, but typically whoever spends the most in the specific area kind of gets bumped with the algorithms by Facebook better than others. But second, the look, the offer, right, and the feel always matters. So I'm like, who the hell has a banging ass funnel that is their ad with the offer and everything that I can look at? Because I have mine, but the more and more I look at mine, the more I'm like, these icons and shit that I've taken off the net for free, mind you, are like from 2005, or that's what it feels like. And I'm like, people ain't gonna buy my shit. Like, they're gonna be like, I don't trust it. And so I'm like, gosh damn, man, I feel rusty a little bit. So maybe Paulson has a company, lead care, whoever, someone that's killing it on the look that I can emulate, change, make it mine, something like that.
Yeah, so when it comes to running ads, here's what I recommend for your agency services or your SaaS services. Don't depend on the platform algorithm for it. Okay. So meaning don't use interests and behaviors and all these random stuff that these platforms give us to use. What you want to do is upload as much data as you can. So first things first, get a data scraper, put your entire industry into one list.
Right. So then I can make custom audiences and then
Correct.
make lookalikes, right?
Yeah. Stay on custom audiences until you have a clean offer.
That's what I thought anyways. But again, this is coming from the mind of running my own ads like in 2019. And we both know if you're running ads, shit changes like.
Yeah, it does. So what I would recommend is putting everybody into one list, run it against a custom audience, and your marketing messages, right? Your SaaS messages needs to be marketing oriented. It's really difficult to go in and be like, here's the number one texting platform for automotive. That's going to require deep pockets. What is not going to require deep pockets is saying, hey, listen, can you handle 3 more car deals or 10 more car deals in the next week or so?
Yeah, I used to use
on
that
an intro call. Then worry about the selling on the demo more than selling them on the ad itself. So that's what I would recommend. And then when it comes to your channels, if you don't have 2 organic channels already going, don't touch paid ads just yet. Get your cold email, get your cold calling or cold Instagram or Facebook, because that allows you to test an offer first, right?
Well, here's the thing. The niche is wholesaling, so real estate.
Okay.
And a group that I have, don't go looking at all my fucking groups, has 41,000 people in it. And I've been authorized by the owner to just go ham. Now, for about 2.5 months, I've been warming up this audience by doing free mindset sales training, wholesale training, right? And I always drop seeds of, and I have this organizational tool. So someone was saying, what do we call it? It's not a CRM. Well, it is a CRM. I call it an organizational tool. Yeah. That's what I call it. It works. People are like, oh, what is that? I'm like, it's what's going to set you free. It's the truth. So anyway, I'm ready. And I know that the second I do this, I'm going to have hundreds of clients, but I've been so busy with other things. And now I'm ready, but I'm like, should I run ads or just do organic or do both? Why not swing for the fences?
Both, because going back to my other point that I was sharing earlier, your time frame to capture a niche and a corner of market is right now. So in the next year, maybe 2 years or so, almost every agency on the planet is going to have a SaaS offer. Right now, it's just the high level family. All of you guys that are here, all of you that have upgraded, you have an open wide market to go aggressive. So
yeah, we have a blue ocean pretty much.
For me, I cannot tell you what I'm not practicing. I'm spending $2,000 a month on ads. I have cold email running with 2 VAs, and I have Instagram and Facebook group DMs for my industry, for my own agency, generating probably about 8 to 12 leads a day. Right? That's literally what happened. That's what I'm doing, and that's for me because I don't want to wait to capture a bigger net later.
Yeah, and see, you're cooler than me, man. I don't want to sit on the fucking phones. I don't want to pay someone to sit on the phones. I want, you saw my dope ass ad, click and pay, and now you're in the group. I'll see your ass in the group where I talk all day long because I don't know how to shut up. So, but I don't want to be on the phone.
You create your own sales process based on your strengths, right? I don't mind the phone calls because I can control when I call, right? If I have a VSL running to an application and it's just coming in, it's going to hurt me because I'm not going to be able to field all of them, right? So the way myself and Luis operate, we're actually going slower than an average agency, right? Intentionally, because I don't want to be hiring a closer. I don't want an appointment setter. I don't want to deal with any of that. I just want to be able to handle it myself. So your strength is, you know what? I've got a group. I've got a community behind me. I can talk to 5 people at the same time. If I just did a quick webinar or a live or something, throw in an offer once in a while, maybe once a week or so. and capture closes, and that's your sales process. And if it's working, don't change it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Anybody else? Elne, thank you for playing alongside with me here. I appreciate you. I forgot.
You're welcome. I hope I didn't do too bad of a job then.
You did great. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Any last questions before I jump off? All right, guys. Have a good day. Take care.